Hello everybody, welcome back to my channels, and today I'm going to show you the new Hot Toy 1/6 scale Boba Fett. I think this is from Disney Plus show for the book of Boba Fett, and there are loads of different variations of Boba Fett out there, but I think this is one of the best Boba Fett looks, so I decided to go with this one. And this is Repaint, and this is a standard version as well, and if it's a deluxe version, you're gonna get thrown. I think you will get a bit more accessory as well, I'm not sure, but personally I'm happy with this standard version because I don't have a lot of space in my display cabinet anyway. And normally I won't go with the Star Wars for the Hot Toy because they're so expensive. Usually they cost like £200 plus. They're for plastic figures without any LED light up points or anything like that. Some of the popular figures like the Vaders or like a Luke Skywalker, they're like over £200 or £300. So I think this is just okay price. Speaking of price, I paid for £130 for a Toy Wonderland. This is the third batch, so that's why I got it a lot cheaper, I suppose. And so, but being a third batch, you have to wait for like months and months and months. And plus, as you know, the customer service from Toy Wonderland, sometimes they are a bit hit or miss. Sometimes they are good. Sometimes they can be a bit of pain. You have to chase up and find out where's my stuff, why is my tracking numbers not working, what's going on with my orders, and things like that. But you do have to put a little bit of effort to chase up with a few emails and forward and backward in exchange for getting it cheaper. But if you want it in stock item, it's a little bit faster, a bit better. Obviously, if you go from a local store in the UK, obviously it will be a lot more expensive. But then again, you get perfect customer service. So, and you have to pay for tax and all the kind of bits and pieces. So you got pros and cons on both sides. That's why I decided to go with Toy Wonderland. Usually they're fine with the orders. I have so many 1/6 scale from them, and then usually they're fine. But sometimes they can be a little bit tricky, so it just depends really. But most of the time they have been reasonable and nice to me. So I mean, one time I have the figures with the hot toy quality control problem with the Iron Man Mark 5, and you can see the review on my channels. Let's find out what's wrong with that figures. There's so many problems with it, with the quality controls. And then I told the TW, and then they sent me the replacement, and I had to ship back this one, and they pay for the shipping cost as well with free of charge. So it's reasonable, so I'm happy with so far how they have treated me. But then it hasn't been the case for a lot of people on social media as far as I'm aware. But then you just have to be patient with them, and then keep on chasing out from time to time. I'm sure that they will send it to you at some point. You just have to be patient if you want to get cheaper. So that's what I experienced really. I mean, everybody's is different depending on their own experience. Anyway, so let's talk about this Boba Fett. I'm really happy with it. I mean, I don't even need the stands. As you can see here, I never use dynamic stand on my figures in any of them unless I want to put it on the air. So usually I've been really looking for the figure is the one that stay on the ground with the flat feet. I really hate the feet cannot put on flat feet. I just don't like those figures. I don't buy them. Doesn't matter how good they are, how cheap they are, how good the head sculpt is. I just don't care, because I really want to keep the figures stand on the ground with their own 2 feet without any support from the dynamic stands or anything else. So there we are, and this one is perfect. And the only problem I have, it doesn't come with a lot of accessory. But you only have a pair of fists. Okay, that's a pair of fists, and you got a pair of like relaxed hand. And then you have one hand for this rifle holding, and then the other hands for spinning the gun like this. And that's it. That's all you got here, which is kind of like stingy as far as I'm concerned for the accessory wise. And you got one fire effect, and then you got a Gatling hook or something like that with a metal wire, and that's it. And that's all you got for the this Boba Fett, unfortunately, for £130. But then again, I think if you go for a deluxe version, like I said, you will get thrown. But I won't go for it because I don't have space in my display cabinet anymore. So here we are. Anyway, so let's take a closer look on this one. And the weathering and the paint job is amazing, and these are actual materials, and so you don't have to worry about going to putting on a dynamic pose or crazy pose that you want. shouldn't have any problem because they are not like a material from a Spider-Man suit, so it won't go crease or damage, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. And in terms of the articulation, it is not too bad. You can push as far as you can go. They're all plastic in a skeleton. There is not a single die-cast piece or LED lighter point. It doesn't come with the head sculpt either, unfortunately, but I don't really mind about it because I've never really put any of my figure with head sculpt, even though they looks really cool, unless there isn't any choice in like a Captain Marvel or something like that. Then I have to put the their face. But I'm not that kind of person that crazy about head sculpt. As long as it looks good and it looks like a real person, a real actors, and I can live with it. But personally, I don't mind for the Boba Fett because this is, I like this green helmet and this the way that he's standing right now. I'm fine with that. And there is one issue though. The issue is this rifle is very weird design. So because of that, the way to hold this gun can be a bit tricky, and that's why I keep it in a museum pose, like keeping it completely flat and standard like that. What I really wanted to do is like this one on this, on the box. I have to hold the gun like this, and this is how I wanted to pose it, but unfortunately this ankle of the hand joint doesn't go that far like this, and also the back piece doesn't stick out properly, so it's very tricky to put this kind of pose here. And also this putting into his hand is such a nightmare, but eventually I managed to put it with a lot of force and a lot of tweaking and pushing around, and eventually goes in. So now it looks fine, And the backpack is also nice. It's magnetic, so basically you can just take it out, and then it has also nice weathering. Unfortunately, there is no fire effects again like the Mandalorian, but I'm fine with that for the price I pay for. And the rocket piece can actually detachable. You can just pull it out. It's not bad. And then you have all the accessories and all these materials, and all these stuff looks okay. And you got little yellow piece on the boot and all this stuff. They can actually spin a little bit, which is a little bit annoying. You can see that it's kind of go all the way like this, which is kind of annoying. You got to keep on keeping it on the front all the time. And you got belt here, and all this belt here is all looking fine. And you got this little rocket piece here, and also gun under the hand. And on the other side is you got all these little pieces here. You can put a fire effect in this hand, I think. And then you can see all these wires and all these pieces. You can actually pull it out. They can be flexible, and also this shoulder pad are just basically sticky patch on it. You can just stick on it. I think it has either sticky pad or magnetic, I'm not sure, but they kind of stays in the same place. And loads of double jointed and ball joints everywhere, so you can see the head can go tilt left and right. You can count all kind of range of motion that you want, so absolutely no problem with this. And then also the feet can actually articulate in a decent range, and you have ratchet joints here as well. And obviously the body doesn't move too much, but you can move a little bit, and you can go a little bit crouch, but it's not a lot of range, unfortunately. So I think these hot toy figures are mostly for the museum pose, and you can't go too far on it unless you go with Spider-Man or something like that. But I don't know, I'm not really too keen on a Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure, but some of the figures like Boba Fett and Mandalorian, the key figures like that, I actually do want it, but they are usually overpriced, so that's why I don't go with it. And you also have this hang blaster, and the pouch is nice, made of fake leathers, obviously, with a little magnet button, and then you can just slot it in, and then you can just push it in there. It's fine, no problem. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Boba Fett. So my final thought is, it's okay, it's not too bad. I like the look of it. I like the paint jobs and all these weatherings and all this stuff. But if you can get it less than £200, definitely go for it. But more than that, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. But it's up to you, obviously. At the end of the day, it's your money. But yeah. obviously it's much better than you know 5 or 6 inches Black Series from the Hasbro, but obviously the Hasbro versions are a lot, you know, cheaper, £20 against the £200. So what can you explain? You know, what can you expect? Anyway, thanks for watching. You will see a lot more on my channel with motor cars than a figure these days, because figures take a lot of time to, you know, receive because of the manufacturing and all the stuff. So you gotta wait for all these like months and months. I'm sure that you're aware of that. But the motor cars, I always manage to get it easier. So you will see a lot more cars on my channel these days. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. But I do have a lot of pre-orders, and I have all the MoShow figures on pre-orders, a few Hot Toys as well, and you know, but I just have to keep on waiting, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, if you are interested in motor cars, you will get to see a lot more here. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.